Outside of that single fatality of death, everything, joy or happiness, is liberty. Albert Camus. Why should we live? What is the point of anything in life? Is our existence pointless, meaningless? The question of meaning of human existence is as old as the human existence. In this video, we will explore the philosophy of Albert Camus, a French-Algerian philosopher and author who won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1957, when he was faced with this question. The title of his book, The Myth of Sisyphus, is based on the tragic story of Sisyphus in Greek mythology. As a punishment by the Greek gods, Sisyphus was condemned to roll a rock up to the top of a mountain, only to have the rock roll back down to the bottom every time he reaches the top. His punishment is to endure an eternity of hopeless struggle. Camus equates the eternal punishment of Sisyphus to human existence. But to this eternal punishment, Camus says, the struggle itself towards the heights is enough to fill a man's heart. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. Sisyphus's task is meaningless, but it's in the struggle itself that he finds fulfillment. In this video, we will try to understand Camus' philosophy of absurdism and how it can help us find meaning. Albert Camus' philosophy of absurdism. I said that the world is absurd, but I was too hasty. This world in itself is not reasonable, that is all that can be said. But what is absurd is the confrontation of this irrational and the wild longing for clarity whose call echoes in the human heart. For Camus, the absurd is the fundamental conflict between humanity's innate desire for meaning and the universe's cold indifference to that desire. Humans have always been seeking answers, purpose, fulfillment, yet these things are elusive. The universe does not seem to contain the answers that humans are seeking. Camus believed that there are three ways to deal with this fundamental conflict. The first way to deal with the fundamental conflict is suicide. Do not waste the gift of this precious life. Camus completely rejected this path of annihilation. He viewed suicide as an escape, rather than a confrontation with the inherent meaninglessness of existence. This awareness is what sets humanity apart and gives life its unique quality. By choosing suicide, one gives up this awareness and the possibility of a fully lived conscious existence. The second way to deal with the fundamental conflict is embracing a higher truth. Camus called this the philosophical suicide. This path means taking solace in some god or some belief system. This can include Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, or any other religion, or even any other ideology which rejects the silence and indifference of the universe. For Camus, it is a form of self-deception. Camus calls it an escape from tension created by the absurd. Camus sees philosophical suicide as an abandonment of reason. This can be seen in teachings of many religions, which are based on faith and not reason. Camus puts it beautifully, to be precise, that God is maintained only through the negation of human reason. In this reasoning, the ideas of Camus are similar to that of Buddha. Even in Buddhism, the existence of God is irrelevant. Buddhism also puts emphasis on human actions and advocates a middle path. Similarity between Camus' philosophy and Buddhism can be seen in this quote, "I am told again that here the intelligence must sacrifice its pride and the reason bow down. But if I recognize the limits of the reason, I do not therefore negate it, recognizing its relative powers. I merely want to remain in this middle path where the intelligence can remain clear." The third way to deal with the fundamental conflict is acceptance. The acceptance of the lack of existence of meaning and purpose can lead many on the path of nihilism. They can become sad and uninterested in life and its beauty. But for Camus, this is exactly what gives us absolute freedom and leads us to a more fulfilling life. It means we are free to make our own meaning of life and define our own purpose. In the words of Camus, it was previously a question of finding out whether or not life had to have a meaning to be lived. It now becomes clear, on the contrary, that it will be lived all the better if it has no meaning. Living an experience, a particular fate, is accepting it fully. So how do we live according to Camus, and what can we conclude from his philosophy? Create your own meaning. According to Camus, one must explore and not accept pre-prescribed ideas. They should make their own meaning and purpose. Camus argued that we should live without appeal to a higher meaning and instead focus on the experiences we create for ourselves. Life becomes a canvas, and we are the artists. You must not be bound by societal norms and judge them on their merits. You don't have to buy that TV because everyone does. You don't have to get married because everyone does. Choose your own path, Find joy in struggle. According to Camus, just like Sisyphus, we must find joy in our tasks. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. One must also enjoy the struggle of the cycle of finding a purpose, fulfilling that purpose, and then finding a new purpose. Many times in life you will find yourself purposeless. You must remember that this constant struggle will continue. What if you lost your job? New opportunities will come. What if your relationship ended? You will find more fulfilling relationships. Live in the present. Camus advocates living one's life in the present and not worrying about the future. What if I lose my job? What if I fail my exam? What if I get rejected by that girl? Worrying about what will happen in future takes away our freedom. Before encountering the absurd, the everyday man lives with aims, a concern for the future or for justification. With regard to whom or what is not the question. He weighs his chances. He counts on someday, his retirement or the labor of his sons. Maximize the variety of your experiences. Go to that new place to eat. Go on a trip to a new place. Meet new people. Experience new music. Explore new art. Camus says what counts is not the best living but the most living. What to do with Camus' philosophy? Camus' philosophy is one of many philosophies that teach us how to live. It empowers individuals with absolute freedom. Freedom to create one's own meaning, purpose. It rejects escapism in all forms, be it suicide or philosophical suicide in form of faith. It rejects the societal norms and makes the individual completely free. But the idea of purposelessness and complete freedom may not go well with everyone. Religion and faith has guided human existence for ages, and completely discarding it may lead to new struggles. One must keep exploring, as advocated by Camus himself.